Lords of the Fallen is a challenging Souls-like game from developer Hexworks and published by CI Games. Here at Prima Games, we're working hard to provide you with guides for everything you need to be successful in Lords of the Fallen. After defeating all major bosses in Lords of the Fallen outside of those in Brahma's castle, you'll be able to open the gates and enter the final area. Deep within the castle atop a bloodstone path, you'll come across a large open area that just screams boss fight arena. Upon entering the area, you'll see a huge, deranged-looking king mourning over a statue. That's the Sundered Monarch boss who we need to fight. He won't even acknowledge you as you walk in, however, preferring to continue on having a cry in the corner. This gives you time to enchant your weapon or prepare any other spells that you may want to use. Once you're close and start dealing damage, he will not be pleased about being interrupted. You can run in and get a bunch of hits off, but be ready to dodge at least 4 times in a row as he starts pounding the ground in rage and sending out infernal shockwaves. You can dodge through these though if you nail the timing. After these shockwaves, head back in to hit him a couple more times and kick off the real battle. You'll get a cutscene of him ripping off the head of the statue he's shedding a tear over to use as a new weapon. Now's where we get into the real fight. One of the first things he'll do is run in to make a sweeping attack against you with the head of the statue. Don't think that's it though, as he will typically chain this first strike into a full 5-strike combo of the same sweeping infernal attack, followed by a leap into the air with a ground pound. If you back up and keep your distance, it should be easy to avoid this chain of attacks. You can use a ranged attack or spell to follow up after this combo if you're quick. Don't go in for melee yet though, as he'll charge up for a huge lunging attack. After this attack, he'll recover for a second or two before coming back to fight again. Watch out for a quick lunge in where he'll try to grab you. Avoid it and you'll open up a perfect window to deal some nice damage as he's lying on the floor in front of you. His next attack is typically a big charged strike using the statue head. Similarly to the last attack, if you can just dodge the attack to the side, you'll open him right up for some more damage. The next attack can be tricky to time right. It's a leaping slam attack that lets out an infernal wave from the impact location. If you back away from the slam, you'll still have to dodge through the infernal wave. He'll typically follow this up with a flurry of slamming attacks, all which you can use to avoid and attack once or twice before preparing to dodge the next. Around half HP, he'll let out a yell and fly into the air. He'll charge up with infernal energy, then slam back down to make a huge infernal wave. Make sure you back up as he's charging up so that you have the most time possible to prepare to dodge the infernal wave. He'll now charge up again, but this time simply slam his fist into the ground and start generating infernal pools with swords falling from the sky into them. Getting hit by these will build up your infernal status meter quite quickly, so try to keep moving to avoid them. When you see the Sundered Monarch's eyes glowing and he starts hopping over to the center of the arena, you actually want to be fairly close to him for his next attack. He'll start throwing out a ring of infernal blades around the arena, followed quickly by a second inner ring of blades. You can avoid all of them simply by standing near him. As he's finishing firing out the blades, you can take advantage of him focusing on that to run in and get some serious damage done before he leaps back. The Sundered Monarch will now go back to making a mix of slamming and sweeping attacks. Take your time, dodge the swing, and then punish him while he's overextended. When he roars and kneels down, he'll charge up with infernal energy again. This time it'll be a close-range spray of infernal blades around him. Simply roll away and you should be able to avoid it no problem. Towards the end of the battle, watch out for another infernal nova as he flies into the air to charge up for it. Just back off and then dodge the wave again. It'll be followed up with a charge up and a spray of blades around the arena. Take advantage of this to run in and hit him as much as possible while he's vulnerable making this attack. If you don't get him there, you will shortly after. That's how you go about defeating the Sundered Monarch in Lords of the Fallen. He isn't as challenging as some of the other bosses, and his attacks are easy to dodge once you have the timing down. Make sure to subscribe to Prima Games for our continued coverage on Lords of the Fallen. And if you have your own strategies for beating the bosses, let us know in the comments.